Generally, a corporation may be criminally liable for its employees' illegal acts when the employee is acting within the scope of his authority and his conduct benefits the corporation. But what if multiple employees know of facts that collectively would amount to a criminal violation? Could the corporation be deemed to have the collective knowledge of its employees? The First Circuit considered this question in the case United States versus Bank of New England. James McDonough was a customer at the Prudential branch of the Bank of New England. From March of 1983 to July of 1984, McDonough went to the bank on 31 occasions and requested several blank checks. McDonough would then cash 2 to 4 checks payable to himself for sums between $5,000 and $9,000. On each occasion, the total amount of the checks was over $10,000. At the time, Department of Treasury regulations promulgated under the Currency Transaction Reporting Act required banks to file currency transaction reports, or CTRs, within 15 days of customer currency transactions exceeding $10,000. Further, it was a felony under the Act for banks to willfully fail to file CTRs as part of a pattern of illegal activity involving transactions of more than $100,000 in a 12-month period. Following the withdrawals, the bank didn't file CTRs, believing that McDonough's conduct didn't trigger the Act's reporting requirements. Subsequently, the bank was indicted in federal district court for violating the Act. Specifically, the indictment alleged that McDonough, the bank, and 2 of its former head tellers unlawfully conspired to conceal the transactions. At trial, a bank employee testified that one of the head tellers had instructed her that transactions such as McDonough's were reportable. In addition, evidence was presented that the bank circulated an internal memorandum instructing employees that multiple same-day transactions totaling over $10,000 were reportable. Following trial, the court instructed the jury on the element of willfulness. The jury returned a verdict, finding the bank guilty on 31 counts of violating the Act, and the court entered judgment on the verdict. The bank appealed to the First Circuit Court of Appeals.